gliding through the longing of hollow dunes, made of wings and selfish claws, where nothing but fossils guard those trenches of forgotten seas and hardened souls that cry the drying tears back to crumbling dust. Here I float, and the only place where silence screams with hunger. I sit on this future fable of desires, contemplating my own cause, above the nevermore kingdom of Brouwer. In the graveyard of these thirsty and burnt-down land, where skin-pulled skulls emerge like half-buried helmets from the empty sands, gentle hope appeared, glowing bright between the clasped hands of a lost little prince, praying up to Ahura. "Why do you pray, little one?" I said. "It's not up to you anyway." And I spiraled down into his famished soul, into his abandoned royal relics, the promised mantle of that kingship now all forsaken, to open my sight through man's mortal little eye. His prayers took us far as a prosperous blue Babylon, where our fingers, chained by the desire of his lost wealth, developed a taste for things that weren't theirs. Only when the sky went blind did we creep out of our cave to feed again on that stolen flavor. Although once the moon had deceived the prince, squinting from its tiny slice, a revealing ray of light. The morning sun came rising, and on its flaming horizon a revengeful crowd said, "Feed the fire with the hands that stole its ambers." To which I watched him fall into that burning black. And this time the prince did not feel the urge to pray, as hope's blue refreshing color faded away that pit of despair. I clenched myself to that hungry void as he foolishly began to feed that pit with vaulting ambition, and his eyes, oh his eyes, the fumes of his desires began to tarnish. Furtively he fled Babylon, with his new life crowned by the worst beggars and thieves, and morphed by the winds of the sands. He crossed the desert to return to his old land of Brouwer, to be recognized by his people as a long and lost, and not so little, blue prince. Well, now the prince, with no second thoughts, clasping daggers as his new prayers cut through the flesh of power and devoured his way to that cold, iron throne. Obese with tyranny and lonely as greed, to my lost snap of his avarice fingers, I jumped back into empty space, thinking that maybe I too am not that different from the prince, made of wings and selfish claws, gliding through the longing of these hollow dunes.